Not every season can you expect a new snow goggle model, but even rarer can you expect a whole new snow goggle collection, and especially from a brand that is known already for making fantastic goggles. In this case, MX Goggles. We have 100% finally in the snow goggle scene. I'm pretty excited about it, especially about the Norg in particular. This is my favorite model this season, and I want to talk to you about why and what you can expect out of this goggle. First off, it uses a magnetic lens interchange, which makes it extremely easy to swap the lenses here because it's just held on by magnets. 8 touch points. They call it gravitate, as in gravitate and the number 8. You get it. It's extremely clever because there are 8 magnetic touch points, just enough that you can be confident that this lens is not going to fall off on its own. You're going to have to take it off in order to get it off. But when you do, it's very simple. Something else I would like to talk about while I'm talking about lenses, of course, we're talking optics. I want to talk about this guy right here. This is our insert. Here at SportRx, we design and we manufacture these guys. So if you're like me and you need vision correction, this is incredible, especially if contacts don't work that well for you. And the OTG system and just that whole process is such a headache. This is amazing. Definitely check this out. And let me show you while I throw these goggles on what it looks like to have this insert inside, because it fits so darn well. While we talk, let me throw them on so you can also see how they fit. This is a pretty solid large fit, I would say. When it comes to goggle sizing in general, I think that it's pretty, it's a little forgiving. You can go with something a little bit larger versus, you know, a pair of sunglasses or eyeglasses. Let's see if I can pop this off while I'm wearing them. Look at that. Boom. Check this out. So again, another example of how easy it is to swap these lenses out. You can take it off, put it back on without having to take the goggle off, which is nice. You can certainly take advantage of that feature, especially if you're one who likes to swap lenses out a lot. Speaking of swapping lenses, it does come with a bonus lens, good lens for bright light conditions, good lens for low light conditions, and of course in that hyper lens tech. If you're familiar with 100%, you're familiar with that hyper lens tech name. They of course optimize this for snow conditions. That makes sense. These are snow goggles and they've done a really good job. This is a little interesting, by the way. I've never done a snow goggle video where I didn't have access to the snow goggle while it was snowing. Still a little bit early in the season. I haven't gotten to wear these yet, but we've been doing snow goggles for so long. It's really easy to see what we're working with, even if we don't get to try it yet, but very eager to try this out on the snow this season. The other thing that I really like that is extremely unique about this goggle is this lens design. They call it their 3D plane lens tech. As you can see very obviously down here, you have this this kind of flaring out of the lens, which also, I mean, not only does it look dope, but it also functions as kind of a little bit of a nose guard, which is pretty cool. Even beyond that, you have this bezeling around the rest of the goggle, which I think is really awesome looking. Not only does it give that rimless effect, because it really is a truly rimless goggle, but it's almost like an infinity pool sort of effect where it just falls off the edge and it looks really unique. Not only does it look cool, but there's a functional benefit to that. It helps with structural integrity with the lens rolling around the top of the frame like that. Because this is only held on by magnets, there aren't any switches or locks. When you twist this, because of that added structural integrity from the lens design, the lens doesn't pop off. So you have a lot much more confidence in this lens staying on the goggle, unless you want it to not stay on the goggle anymore because you're swapping it out for the other lens. The other thing to note, which is pretty cool, and I like with their whole collection, we did a whole video on the whole collection. If you're interested in other ones, you can check that out too. But this kind of flared out lens design, they call that 3D plane lens tech, they actually pulled from my favorite motocross goggle, which is called the Armega. If you're in the market for an MX goggle, check that one out because that's also awesome. The other things you can expect out of this goggle, of course, it's a top tier goggle, so you're getting all the things you would expect out of a top tier goggle, like triple layer face foam, where that outermost layer that makes contact with your face is that micro fleece, really soft and moisture wicking. You're also getting a nice thick 50mm strap. It's totally helmet compatible. You got that silicone bead on the inside. You do also get of course, all the venting that you would expect. You get a good anti-fog coating on the backside of the lens. So like I mentioned, it does come with a bonus lens. What's cool about the Norg is you do also get a lens pouch that comes with it. It has a little bit more structural integrity, a little bit of foam on the front side of that pouch so you can keep it in your pocket if you're the type that likes that. Also a cool design detail that when you're packing it away, nice and convenient, you can actually just slap that lens right on the front in that case, and then it'll keep the lens exactly where you need it to be without taking up too much space in your bag. So that's a cool design detail that they thought about that I thought you should know about. 100% also cares about sustainability, and so they did something that's pretty cool, and I'm seeing more and more, I think, in the goggle world, but definitely not everyone is doing, is they're going with recycling packaging, which is awesome. We don't need all this additional plastic. No one keeps the boxes anyway. They always throw them away, and so it's really nice. And of course, you get a nice little pouch there that'll hold the whole goggle and everything, but just a cool little design detail. It was noted specifically to me that it is not post-recycled material, but it is recyclable, and they're trying to even go further than that in the future, and they're going to go with post-recycled and recyclable material. So keep an eye out for that. That's just a cool thing to note. So now that you know what to expect out of the really exciting looking 100% Norg, you should check out the snow goggle lens guide that we did to let you know what the right lens for you will be this coming season. If this was helpful, hopefully it was. Throw us a like, it helps us out. Subscribe. We have lots more content like this. Also check us out on our social media outlets because we have really cool stuff there too that I think you'll like. Thank you for watching.